Well, when I was a kid, I was really in love with this animation. It was so amazing, and especially when, oh no, especially when he flies with him own house for getting out of the noisy town. Oh man, I think I saw this part like 100 times or more maybe. But anyway, I'm living in this city. Every day I leave home with my own dreams, and every night I return home with the same dreams. I am really clever and hardworking boy, you know. And I also love looking at the sky, especially the clouds that fly by. These days, I feel like I'm living like a robot in this city. Nothing interests me. But tonight is different from all other nights. I'm really counting down the minutes for tomorrow. Very well. Everyone is still asleep. Everything seems to have gone according to plan. Okay, good. Good. And alright, I think it is time. 3, 2, 1. Let's go! Go higher and higher! That's it! Let's go! Can't believe it, man. I am in the sky now. Let's go! After years and years. This was no longer a dream for me. Now I was here, among the clouds and outside the city, of course. Yo, let's go! This is the story of the 100 days of my life and my birdhouse.
Hey! Hey, can you hear me? Hey, you! Hey, inside that birdhouse! Can you hear me? I repeat, can you hear me? You have broken the fierce law of our city, and from now on, you are not a citizen of our city. I repeat, you are not a citizen of the city. And you can't go back. Hey, you listen? But you know, we won't stop you. Many were like you who perished out there, so have fun out there, buddy.
Day 1. I was flying through the clouds. It was an amazing feeling, bro. But I was a little hungry, so yeah. Oh man. It was so exciting to see out of the city. For the first time from this height. Well, now the adventure had begun and it was time to use the old man's guidebook. In fact, everyone who lived in the city had no knowledge of the outside.
Oh, are you serious? Well, now that you've told me your secret, let me tell you mine. Actually, I've lived out there most of my life, and now I'd like to help you. First of all, get this guidebook. It's a great guide to the world behind the walls. Wherever you go, it will automatically be recorded in this book, so you won't get lost again. Okay.
So now, all I had to do was take my important things and gradually lower the height. I was really counting down the moments to experience the outside actually. And finally, day 3. I landed very slowly and then... such amazing feelings surrounded me.
You can use the resources that are out there very easily. Follow the instructions in the book and make your own important tools. A very important point. You are not alone out there, and there are always demonic creatures that are very dangerous. You have to be very careful. Be careful to never go out at night and always avoid dark areas. Darkness is the home of demons.
Day 5. A wonderful sunny day, and it was time to get further away from my home. A little further, I reached a place that was one of the old man's forbidden areas.
On your way, you may come across small towers that you should definitely avoid. Don't get close to them and take this seriously. They are no joke at all, buddy.
Day 6. I decided to start hunting for myself, so first I needed some hunting gears. Anyway, after spending a lot of time with the animals, I had nothing else to do here, so it was time to leave. But day 8. You know, I really wanted to see that strange and dangerous tower before I left. But I wish I had never done it. Very soon, I noticed that I've been surrounded by the demons. Almost died there, man. But luckily, I found a way out. But still, they were anywhere. Miraculously, I survived that night and returned to the sky. The ninth day was really beautiful, unlike the night before, and now I had decided to find a mountain to gathering resources and mining and become stronger. But after traveling the whole day, I arrived at an island suspended in the sky. It's beautiful and peaceful, but was it really safe? There was actually a village in the sky where people lived for themselves.
Huh? Woo! Woo! Huh? Hiya. Huh? Hiya. Huh? Hiya. Huh?
I realized that I could trade things I didn't want for them, so I stayed there for night.
Hiya. Huh? Wow. Huh? Huh?
Finally, the next day, I marked that place on my map and left it for continuous searching. Day 11 at night, I found a really good mountain for mining resources, so landed on a good place. And start researching. As I was mining things for myself, one of those strange tower fighters suddenly appeared in front of me. I was a little confused. Did they really come at this way after me? Anyway, I ignored it and continued my work. The next day, an unexpected thing happened to me. As I was continuing my work, the rocks I was standing on collapsed and I fell down really bad. That was really unlucky, man, and from now on I had to look for a way to get back, but how?
The most valuable mineral you can find is diamonds. They are found deep, but as I told you before, you should stay away from the darkness. The deeps is not a safe place at all, my friend.
Well, before I was killed in this cave, I wanted to make myself some iron armors. It was easy to make according to the guidebook. After a while, I finally made my own iron armors. That was so amazing, bro. And of course a little bit heavy for me. But now I was ready to find my way back. Right at the starting point, I found some shiny blue stones that... yeah, they were diamonds and it seemed like I hadn't been so unlucky. The diamonds really sparkled actually. Day 16. I was completely lost in the depths of this darkness. But fortunately on the 17th, I finally found my way out. It was so nice to see the sun after a long time, and when I got home, it was as if I had a few guests. The bad ones actually, and now I was sure that demons in that tower were after me. Well, after that, I had no choice and I left this great mountain. After 3 days traveling and traveling, I found this great and beautiful area and this beautiful lake inside it. So I had gotten far enough away from those demons and now it was time to go and fishing there. Ah man, it was truly a wonderful place and cold actually. That day, I ate the most delicious fish of my life and finally returned home late at night. But that's not all. I didn't land there just for this lake. In fact, it was more because of the large mountain next to it. So that's why day 21 I wanted to find more and more diamonds there. This time I wanted to try a different method to find diamonds. For that, I had to go to the deepest places first.
You know, buddy, if I were you, I would avoid the fighting in the caves and instead, I would slowly go deep into the ground and dig a tunnel to look for diamonds. It's really safer and better this way, but still be careful.
After many and many days of digging and tunneling, I found some very valuable resources and now it was time to get out of these caves before I'm getting mad there, you know? I reached the surface easily, but I felt strange. I felt like I was missing something. Something very important, and the question was, where is my house? I had landed right here and now my house had disappeared. That day I was really confused and I just wandering around and searching until I saw something unusual on top of the mountain. My feeling told me that it had something to do with my lost home. So this was the best time to make diamond armors, and so I decided to go there, and it was as I expected. They didn't like me actually. I finally reached the top of the tower, and at first I was a little worried. But a little later I saw the balloons of my house right there. I was relieved that the house was safe, but now I had to escape from there very quietly with my house. The house actually was stuck there badly, and I had to be carefully. Luckily, everything went very well and the house was almost free. I quickly ran away from there before those golden armor creatures got any more. As I was sorting through my things until nightfall, I found a strange ancient map among the loots I took from the tower. I had no idea where this map was, but I was so excited to find it. So yeah, the next day I went to find it. had almost reached the place marked on the map, but there was a problem when I got there. It seems that monster found it before me. I didn't accept that and went to take the treasure from him. Oh my god, he woke up and killed me. Almost, actually. I don't know actually how I survived that day, but that creature went and sat right under my house, which means I had to wait here until he left. Anyway, the next day, now that the creature was asleep, I went looking for the treasure. That was really good treasure actually. And then now I had to get my house back. I finally got that big monster away from here. And now everything was safe. Again, I found another map among the loot from that treasure. It seemed like a game. Well, I love playing games, so I went looking for the next treasure. After a while, I arrived at the market location and this time it was one of the same towers from the first day of my adventure. I felt a little bad for not taking the old man's warning seriously for the third time actually. But I had to find the next treasure, you know? I finally found that treasure box, but after that, I realized that this was a game actually. There was just another treasure map. Even though it seems very suspicious, my sense of adventure still pushed me forward. Again, after a while, I reached the market point, but this time, it seemed like a strange island was suspended in the air. And a little bit scary, of course. But now I was stronger, so I decided to go inside. Well, after fighting these evil creatures for a while, I finally reached the center and found the main treasure. There were really some really good things inside, and the most important was the red sword. A very powerful magic sword. And of course I found a good place to test that sword. I had never seen that much violence in my life at once actually, and I was so tired and now it was time to leave here. So after a full day of rest, I started to organize my loots. I was almost running out of space for my belongings. Then, as I was organizing everything, something bad happened. The thunder. And unfortunately, I realized it when it was too late. I was right in the middle of the sky. Then as I was trying to keep the house stable, this happened. Oh shit, no. Next day, I woke up to the sound of water. I was very confused and didn't know where I was. Then I felt better. And then I found my house right above me. Well, at least I was happy that the balloons on top of the house were safe. The only big problem was that I had to find a way to get up. Until then, wherever the house went, I had to go too. Three full days passed and I was still following my house. During this time, I reached many villages and then I found a very good friend for myself. I found a very good horse, and from now on, following my home was much easier. Finally, exactly one day later, I found the opportunity I was looking for. On the way house, there was a high mountain that if I could get up there in time, I could reach my house. That was really great, but top of that mountain was some of the wild, weird birds actually. I had to defeat them to reach the top of the mountain sooner. Well, I destroyed them all and now I had to get to the top of the mountain very quickly. Fortunately, I arrived exactly on time and arrived back home after a long time. The house had been damaged in the storm and needed repairs, but most importantly, the balloons were intact, which was really good. Oh man, you might not believe it, but I almost forgot about my house. After that, I found another village right next to that mountain and landed there. This was a really good place to repair the house.
Hiya. After a few time, now my house was ready for adventure. And of course, during this time, I also made a special place for my friend. Well, I was back above the clouds. On the map, I had really come a long way so far. But then I realized that I was running out of food, which meant I had to go back down. Then accidentally, I found a diamond armor for my horse in my loot, which was really cool, man. Anyway, I landed somewhere flat and safe. And then, of course, the first thing I did was give my horse that armor. And it was really great, beautiful, and strong actually. Now, we were both ready to hunt. The hunt went very well, and now I had plenty of food. Next day, I saw a strange and large tower right there. So before going home, I decided to take a look there.
Hiya. Huh?
But I wish I had never gone there. I reached the top of that tower at night, and everything was fine till I reached the top floor. I woke up with a terrible hit. I had lost my belongings and armors and everything I had. And I was very confused and didn't know where I was. As I walked further into that strange place, I couldn't believe what I was seeing out of the windows. This horrible hot temperature and the lava that was out there. This was the hell.
Well, the last thing I want to tell you, I haven't experienced myself yet. Let me start this way. Actually, our entire world is divided into two parts. One is our own world that we live in, and the other is the world of hell. I am sure that that world exists because I have found a lot of evidence and information about it. But I have never been able to find a way to enter there, even after many years. Now I'm telling you that if you happen to find a way to enter there, my friend, never go there. That is the only place I know nothing about. But I do know that it is the home of all the monsters and evil demons. That have entered our world from there. Never go there, my friend.
I've slayed its kind before. I'll slay you.
Hell, my house was taken over by that big monster. I had almost figured it all out by now. Again, miraculously, I was able to escape. Now, I just had one very big question. How had I been brought here and who had done it? I had to get my house back somehow first, but I really had no idea how to fight with that monster. After that, as I searched for myself around, I found my magic map in my clothes. It seemed like they hadn't been able to take it from me. Well, first, I marked the location of my home on the map. And now, I just had to wander through hell and get stronger to get back here on revenge. This was actually a place I knew nothing about. But I had to do my best. It was really great to start with, but I was still very weak. So I decided to take a risk and enter those mysterious castles. In one of these castles, I found a bunch of strange and violent creatures who would give me various items in exchange for gold. It was very interesting to me. And even after all, I still had to get stronger. Hell was a really big and dangerous place, and it took me a long time to get stronger, but day 77, now I just had to organize all my stuff and give my weapons and tools some amazing hellish magics. Everything went very well, and now I was ready to go back. After a while, I reached the market location on the map and saw my house. I was a little scared and stressed, but I went straight into that castle. To fight with that big monster. That monster was still much stronger than me, and you could say I got lucky in this fight. And now I could free my house. Even though the house was a little damaged, it was still moving in this intense heat. And after a long time, this was really a great encouragement for me. But I had to get out of this burning hell as quickly as possible. And the main question was, how? As I was getting stronger, I happened to come across strange windows made of a very hard block. And then I realized that they were lit by sparks, and this was exactly the way back to my own world. But I had seen this on a small scale, and I didn't know if I could even pass my own big house. This was the only solution I had. So I decided to try this solution. I executed the initial plan, and now I just had to find a bunch of those hard black blocks. This time, I knew where to go to find them. Anyway, after 2 days, I had everything ready to execute the plan and replace the regular blocks with these blocks. And now, it was time to test this method. And in this belief, the magical gate opened. I was really excited, and now I just had to enter my house through the gate. But did it work that way? I really didn't understand what happened, and I just saw that I had entered my own world with my own house. I missed the sunlight and the clean and cool air of my own world. Everything was really amazingly beautiful and perfect. but oh well. Now I had to find my friend. When I created my house, my horse wasn't there and he was probably still somewhere in this world. Which is mean, now I had to find the person who did this to me. When I defeated that guardian monster, there was a map with it that I found. And that was the only clue I had, so I decided to go straight to this mark on the map. The next day, I landed near that market location. I had been away from my own world for a long time and now I needed to gather various resources. By nightfall, I had prepared everything I want. And the next day, I arrived at that place. It looked like one of those old towers, but this one was just much bigger. I was surprised when I entered the first floor. This was actually where village people live and it was very strange.
Hiya.
Huh?
But this was only the first floor and the main tower was actually next to it. And the people there weren't very kind to me. As I climbed higher and higher in this tower, I felt the presence of something powerful. And the surrounding evidence confirmed it. So the best thing to do was to prepare my powerful equipments for higher floors. My feelings weren't lying to me, and there was a big dragon waiting for me up there. And a hard and fierce fight began. It was a really tough fight, and that creature was destroying the whole place. But I had searched the entire tower by now and still hadn't found my friend. This was really worried me. I didn't want to admit it, but the evidence around me indicated that I had most likely lost him. So I slowly started going down. Anyway, day 92 was a wonderful sunny day, which means I could continue my journey. Actually, I didn't know where to go or which way to go, so I decided to leave the house free for taking me somewhere. The next day I felt bad because I had a bad dream last night. A very strange dream. But what really bothered me was that it felt like I had been there before. I had the same dream again at night. These strange dreams had disturbed my peace. I made my decision. In my last dream, I saw an island that was to the north. I didn't know the exact location, but a feeling told me that I should go north. After 2 days of heading straight north, I arrived at a village that looked like it had been attacked. So I decided to help them. It seemed like I was a little late and they had destroyed this place. Anyway, I continued on my way. At night, I reached a ruin and decided to stay there for the night. I had a strange feeling when I got close to that rain. A feeling was telling me that I shouldn't stay here. But it was too late actually. A mysterious musical sound began to play. And then I didn't understand what happened. I woke up to the sound of an explosion. I was surrounded by enemies, and I got into a fight with them. In fact, this was a big trap to me, and they almost got me. Behind the ruins, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. That explosion was actually coming from my house. They had set my house on fire and it had collapsed. I fought the whole night and killed almost all of them. When morning came, they were already gone. Well, it really hurt me to see my own house like this. The balloons were destroyed completely and the house was damaged by fire. Now I was really angry and decided to take my revenge on them. Now, I knew the exact location of that island. Everything there was exactly like the dream I had. I heard my horse voice again from that strange cave.
you.
Then, unbelievably, I found my horse that I thought I had lost. He had been imprisoned and was safe and sound. Well, that was really great and made me very happy. After that, I put my extra things and items next to my horse. And then, I entered the center of the island with my strongest equipments.
Ah, how quickly time flies, my friend. It's time to go, but all these things I told you are really very important. But the most important thing is to have hope. Maybe things will happen to you out there that are not interesting at all. Maybe things will get very difficult. And maybe everything will even fall apart. Know this, my friend. If you have hope, you can build everything from scratch. And you can even make everything better than before, anyway. I hope you succeed out there. It was really nice to meet you, hoping to meet my friend.
Alright, very well. Now, where is the next destination?